The farther away we get, the safer we will be, right? All righty, everybody. It's the Musty Wargamers Show. It is now Season 9, Episode 14. And welcome to the misfit toys of the universe as we sit down and try to discuss things and, well, paint things possibly. Or try to assemble something. Are you working on terrain there, Dan?
Yeah. One would think. No, yeah. I'm actually working on some miniatures. I'm picking up where I left off 2 weeks ago with my Bretonnian Grail reliquary unit that I've been working on.
Oh yeah, it's basically a time you're just time warped forward. It's just like 3 minutes ago you got off the show, and now you're picking right back up where you left off. This is
what literally I've not touched anything till I just sat down here 5 minutes ago. So in the last 2 weeks, so this it's like a time warp, but it's good to be back.
I have to say I am the same boat. My pot of. Well, let's see. What's the flesh shade here? Kessel of flesh shade is just still sitting, laying on its side, right in front of these dwarves.
Right where you set it down.
In 2 weeks. We're doing really good here. We haven't done anything. Palmer's the really ambitious, productive one here on the show.
Well, that's fine because I feel like we've been covering for Palmer for a little bit, so now it's his turn to carry the load.
He has to cover for us.
And that's saying a lot because I'm still working on the Titan, but I actually got the detailing. I got a lot of the detailing done, which is a big part, like all the little chrome or all the little metallics, like for all the edging around all of it is like what I've been working on, which I find is one of the longest parts of it. And so the very fact that I finished most of it in a couple of sessions this week really made me feel good. And just to kind of get back on the painting table, because I actually find that I can get into other things and I can kind of like not want to sit down once I've left it for a bit. Just like the treadmill. When I stop working out on the treadmill, same exact thing. It's the hardest to get back on. And so I just needed to get back in the saddle. And so I kind of did a little bit this week, but that's saying a lot. That's not saying a lot though, because like my threshold for painting has just been so much less lately that just doing 2-hour sessions feels as if I'm really productive, where I used to do an hour a day, 5 days a week, like all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, something like that. And so, so it feels good. And it makes me look forward to doing something else after this project. As much as I like this model, I've let it go too long, and I've spoiled it. Like I've spoiled the joy of painting this model because now that it's been on my desk for so long, I'm not looking forward to it as much painting it. But I love painting these Titans. I mean, they generally speaking, they're such a great distraction from routine assembly line painting because they're like showpieces. Anyways,
yeah, it's always nice to. Feels like you actually accomplished something and get her done.
Yeah, true. Nobody's in the chat yet, it doesn't look like.
No, I haven't seen anybody. I just got a message from Jesse. I just had to... Okay. He wants me to paint some of his Oryx, a.k.a. Asia Sigmar Orcs. So... Other than us not doing anything, what have you been up to, Palmer?
Well, since the last show, I've had 2 games of pillage.
Oh, we lost Dan.
Oh, no. I wondered if you could hear me correct earlier when he first came on. I wondered if something was going on, but I didn't really get a chance to ask.
Hey, Walkabout Games is here. We got it.
Awesome.
We do have somebody watching. Yay.
Hey, Chris.
I see what happens. Chris shows up and he kicked Dan out.
How does that work?
Well, he's officially gone now. All right.
Okay, he'll be back on.
Yeah.
He knows where we are. I think that's kind of how it works. He knows where we are.
Eventually he'll catch up with us. He's on the space station tonight.
Exactly. So I did have
and new squad.
Oh, look, we got awesome. So new squaller is Simon, right?
Yeah.
I always associate those two names together.
Yeah. So you've been up to you're working on your warlord.
Yeah, well, for gaming, like I was saying, I played a couple games of Pillage. I played a game of last week and this week, which was fun, and so that was really enjoyable.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, like I played it this week with the actual Pillage rules of pillaging, where you're actually trying to play scenarios where one person has to get stuff, like whether it be farm animals or treasure or boxes of stuff from the other, and the other for the second scenario is the defender, and but then the first one we played was just to kind of get caught up with the rules again, because we hadn't played it in a bit, so we just played just the first scenario, which is more of a kill 'em all scenario, just to kind of get the rules down again. And it was really fun. I really do like the game. I like it because it's really manageable to play it within a fairly short period of time, and it's quick and easy, and it still has a lot of strategic decision making that makes you feel as if you're thinking about what you want to do. It doesn't feel like so built beer and pretzel that you don't feel like you're having to strategize, a bit in what you're doing.
Yeah.
So from that perspective, I've been enjoying it. And that's really been it for gaming, those two games. Hey, Dan.
Hey, yeah, sorry, I was having some internet problems. We'll see if we got that sorted.
Yeah, we actually got also Josh from Crown of Command in the house. Hey, Josh.
He said he'd be watching us tonight.
Well, we got 3 people, Dan, since you kind of were bumped out. We've got Simon as well as Chris
nice.
in the house.
Yep.
So, great. We got
welcome, guys. Welcome.
We basically we blamed Chris for kicking you out. Kicked you to the curb.
Well, it was weird. I used to occasionally have some connectivity problems, but it's been a long time. So, and I'm the only one home right now. Even.
Yeah, when you first got on, you were doing the Cylon voice for a second there.
Little cutty inny and outy. So
yeah.
Well, hopefully that's sorted. Well, I just kind of reconnected and see if that did it or not, or if we've got solar flares or something going on. But anyway, sorry, where are we at in the sequence of events here?
Palmer was just talking about his game.
His last 2 weeks.
Yeah. He's bringing us up to speed on his gaming activities.
You got some games in. Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I got 2 games of Pillage, so that was fun. And
that's the hot thing right now, or one of the hot things.
Yeah, and like I was saying, I do enjoy it. I was kind of just mentioning how even though it's kind of a fast game, you feel like you can get it within a reasonable period of time. You do feel like you're doing some good decision making, and so I'm really happy that we got into that. And I only can do it more the level of stuff you can do with the game and moving different kind of armies and things. It's only the sky's the limit from where we're playing it right now. We really just still dipping our toes into it, but
nice.
It's lots of fun. And so that would be the gaming that I've done. That was good. And I've got this here. This is what I've painted so far. It's this is a stop motion. If you watch the last number of shows, the amount that I've painted is a stop motion movie of painting this. This is how slow I've been. But I'm starting to get the trim now. So the actual
is that a gray and brass or black and brass? I can't tell.
So it's both actually.
Looks black.
So this is meant to be black, but I did do a highlight over everything, and I am going to try to get it I did a gray over it just to kind of give it a bit of a lighter tone.
Passion gray.
Yeah, but I am going to darken it up a little bit. And so, yeah, like that's kind of where I'm still going with it. And so I highlighted it up, and I'm going to be kind of kicking it back just a little bit down to black again. But yeah, like I have to, I think, like I was mentioning, all of the detail and of the brass, because it is brass. It's not, I'm surprised you got that, because with all the metallics that are out there, Rusty, I can't tell the difference sometimes between 20 versions of gold and brass. Like I can't tell. I wouldn't be able to look at this and tell you that was brass, but you got it right. I used brass, and yeah, I still have some detailing to do, but I'm kind of I'm going to be doing some decals. I'm going to be highlighting. Well, I'm going to be like kicking back down a little bit the black towards black again. I still have to do the details on the weapons, like some of the brass, like on this one and stuff, but I got to work on the base, and what I'm going to do is work a little bit on the base tonight on the show, and also finish some of the deep brass details, like on the weapons and things. See how much I can get done. But yeah, like it's starting to like come together. Like, you know, as far as
Yeah.
you know, I'll be able to use this in the foreseeable future, and for Adeptus Satanicus, which is fun. Yeah, that's that. And
kind of cool to be able to play a game of that sometime.
Yeah, no, and I've been playing that somewhat regularly, but like I've got like a monthly game of that, and I do really enjoy it. That game.
So your black almost looks kind of like a very darkish green, almost like a.
Well, I can tell you
in this light.
Yeah, on the cameras, it's dark gray. It's Vallejo, literally Vallejo dark gray.
Okay.
Mixed with Vallejo straight black.
Okay.
And I initially did it all in black, and then I just kind of highlighted it up a bit. I don't like just straight black. Like I like to actually kind of highlight it up and then like beat it down a bit to look more interesting.
Yeah.
And that's personally what I like to do. But sometimes you can go a little far with the highlight, right? And that's kind of what's happened a little bit, but I'm just going to beat it down a little bit, which I've done before. I'll do a glaze with black and just kind of bring it down.
Yeah. A lot of times, like what I do is like, take like you said, a glaze and just go into the large surface areas and just glaze that and leave the edges a little more.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I'm already doing, because even already the highlight, if you look, it has like around the edges the actual black. Like you can see that I didn't do it the whole way. And I like that. Look. Yeah, it gives you that.
Black is hard because like trying to highlight it, like how you go too far with like grays, and then it's just that's a hard one for me to get a lot of depth to.
You got to keep going back and forth with it. The one thing that I airbrushed and mask and tape, you know, the hazard stripes, but the one thing that I need to do, and you probably can't see it on here, but there is panel lines in areas where some of the off-white is. So I'm looking at you maybe using some water and inks to get in there and just making sure I don't dirty it up, because I don't want that look of dirtying it up. But I could use an oil wash. I've done that before, but I don't know. It can be messy too on white. And so I'm going to use that.
You mean like trying to get a little harder lines in between them? Or?
Yeah. I'll likely use an acrylic with a high surface tension that I have. Like, you know, like the model washes are almost made for that. I actually have, this isn't what I was using it for here, but like this brand of Vallejo model wash, these are like made for that kind of panel line work. They're just really high surface tension. So I'll probably do that. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of what I'm working on. I'm still having fun with this guy. I know my update probably should be over soon, but I've been distracted with a lot of things recently. But one of the things I was telling Rusty about the other day is I've been going through my whole comic collection from when I was like in the 80s. Like
no way.
Like middle school. I still have like a lot of comics. I have 2 of these boxes. I don't know. For somebody that's collected over their whole life at my age, this is nothing. But I stopped like after I stopped sometime in high school, but I was huge into it. So I have probably like 1,200 comics, I would say, something like that.
Wow.
And so I've been going through and cataloging them and putting them into an online database and like getting the values of them, and just putting like stuff that's really valuable in a spreadsheet and like other stuff. Just, I just been organizing it, and I went out and even just, got some more bags and boxes and boards and stuff. And I'm just kind of working on that. It's been something I've been wanting to do for years. And I've been seeing comics that I haven't seen since the 80s in there. I didn't even know that I had some. I couldn't even remember. Some I remembered clearly and some I couldn't remember. And so I've been doing that, and then other hobbies and things. And so, yeah, I've been busy.
Yeah,
So,
don't want to know what happened to my comic collection.
Oh,
that I have in the 70s.
Yeah, I can guess, but I'm not going to say it online. So you can shoot me back in, Rusty. I don't have anything else to show.
All right.
And I guess I do have to talk about
your drink of the night.
Yours was chucked, right? Like that. Those were all chucked. Your comics.
Yeah, it's like I took off to college, and all my stuff was still at the house where my parents. It's like, heck, I'm not taking the stuff to college with me.
Right.
So the only thing I took to college with me was my recliner, my TV, and my stereo, and my clothes.
That's a good call.
And then everything else
left everything at the house, and then I come back. It's like,
and you got downsized.
Yeah, it's like it's like, well, you left. So it's like, where's my stuff? Well, we threw it all out. Threw it in the burn barrel.
Really?
Like, oh yeah.
Wow, my parents.
I was not a happy camper.
Yeah, that would be really bad.
That would be tough.
That includes all my Star Wars figurines that were from the first Star Wars movie.
Oh, even like that stuff. I could see maybe they would have thrown away comics because they're like, well, they're just like magazines or whatever.
Yeah,
toys and stuff.
That includes my all my Starlog magazines too.
Josh says that paint water is his musty drink for the show. But
man, paint water. That's a no-go zone there.
That's a
classic. Then what I've got tonight is just a little bit of Jameson's, and so just drinking some Jameson's.
That is enough to get you through the night.
I will applaud that.
Yeah, I'll be doing the Jameson's, and I'll be chasing it with some water tonight. I'm drinking it neat. That's how I prefer it, but I'm staying hydrated tonight. And so I'm drinking. So you'll see me drinking water as well. But I've got my musty drink here. There'll be a few mentions of the game thou shalt not mention.
Yes,
I'm sure. So
what game is that?
Drink.
Somebody will have to put that in the comments.
See if they can guess.
Do you know what we're talking about?
Yeah.
This is the game you're looking for.
This is the game you're looking for. That's good.
Yeah, it's like we've been watching the not Lord of the Rings, but Star Wars movie. Started with episode 1. Obviously,
wow.
It's like it's May 4th. So yes. May the 4th be with you. So we've been watching.
Yeah, May the 4th be with you. Yeah.
Watched the first ones, and the next night we were watching the second one, and Patty goes, what are we watching? It's like, we're watching Star Wars episode 2. He's like, we just watched a movie last night, Star Wars movie. We're watching episode 2 because it's Star Wars week.
Jeez, obviously.
Doesn't sound impressed.
Yeah, she's.
She can't be happy all the time, right?
No. One cannot simply watch one. You have to watch them all.
You have to start at episode 1 and go through the entire
series.
I don't know if I didn't send you guys this. I almost did, but have you guys seen like all of those AI videos of like Rick from Pawn Stars, where the Star Wars guy comes in and he's
Lord Grievous, and he's got the lightsabers.
Yeah, there's those? That one. Another one came out with Boba Fett.
Yeah, I've seen those.
It's like
really funny.
It's hilarious, and it's like, where'd you get these? I came to buy them in my collection. That looks just like Master so-and-so's lightsaber. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, that's good.
Yeah, those are pretty good. They're kind of hilarious. Clearly, Aerotech or Battle Space. What game was that related to?
Exactly.
Well, I won't say that kind of stuff until I'll crack open my drink. So.
I will say that kind of stuff.
That kind of stuff. Wow.
Oh man! All right, what have you been up to, Dan? Other than burning diesel.
Burning diesel, burning the midnight oil and diesel, and living on stress, caffeine, and sugar mostly for the last 2 weeks. But got the crops planted. Hopefully, Mother Nature takes care of the rest of it. I did my part, and I just finished last night. So I have not been in the seat till tonight in the last 2 weeks. But yeah, it went well. Farming was good. We think, maybe, we'll see. Time will tell. And then
until you actually had to put fertilizer down.
Well, we already got the fertilizer down. I'd already pre-bought it last fall before it got crazy, but I'm already worrying about this next year because we'll have to be buying next year's fertilizer come October, November. And
hopefully
anyway, won't get into that, but one would hope. But anyway, so yeah, just mostly been farming. I'm getting a little bit of the weather's starting to been getting a little bit nicer, so I'm getting a little bit of the twitch to start digging into my old tractors that I work on, some in the summer because I don't have a heated shop, so I will mess with that some. But it's totally. I'm still really into this. This has been great. Just in the last 20 minutes, been sitting here 25 minutes, and I'm like, yep, I could do this full time as my like personal job. So yeah, I love doing that. But I'm still working on the Grail Reliquary piece that I started a couple weeks ago. And I'm just gonna be cleaning up some miniatures for that and prepping that for Prime, and just kind of living the life. That's not a lot of hobbying going on, but sometimes you got to do life as well. So that's what I was doing.
So now you can switch over to this hobby and your 1-to-1 scale hobby.
Yeah, my 1-to-1 1930s tractor obsession that comes around the summer, and then I'll be doing this on some of the days when it's like 1,000 degrees out, or maybe because I still I'm loving doing this. This is totally awesome. Mark, the guy that lives 20 minutes from me that we get together for bolt action every once in a while, he reached out here in the last couple of days, which was good timing since I was getting toward the tail end of planting, and we're hoping to maybe, if his schedule, my schedule can sort of work out in the next 3 weeks, get a bolt action game in. I kind of miss, this is the time of year, it was always the first weekend of June when the big bolt action close to where I live would be that Bug Eater is what it's called.
Are they not having it this year?
Him and I went to that for...
Yeah, they're not doing bolt action this year, are they?
They quit doing the bolt action portion of that.
Yeah. I know that Jesse's talking about doing...
No, bolt action for whatever reason got...
excommunicated.
Yeah. So anyway, I kind of miss doing that. We always looked forward to, that was always the thing after I... Not so good. So we'll see how it goes in. But
I might have to be painting up some Oryx for Jesse's Age of Sigmar. Game. He's thinking about going over doing Bug Eater with that army. So he has a couple squads he wants me to finish painting for him.
Cool. Yeah,
get those in before
it used to be a great tournament.
Now
That was such a good bolt action tournament back in the day, but now it's mostly Age of Sigmar. I think Kings of War is still present, and then Warhammer 40K is still highly represented there.
Yeah.
Probably Lord of the Rings, like you're saying. I don't know what all else. When I checked to see by chance if they were doing that, because I thought, I'd take my Bretonians, even though I don't really know what I'm doing with them yet, as far as gaming wise. But they didn't, because basically they put the tournament. They will organize it and do the offer the facility and the food and the whatever, but they don't. They need somebody to come in and be the tournament organizer for that event. Like if I went in and said, you know what, can I organize the bolt action portion of your tournament? They'd be like, sure. And then I would be in charge of, communicating with people to, hey, we're doing it here. Here's the rules. I'll be the TO, so it could happen. But I think what happened the previous two TOs that they've had, for whatever reason, quit doing it, whether they got burned out or I know one of them, he had some younger kids. He probably got busy, and because it was very successful, there were a lot of people there and the tables were amazing. It's a tremendous amount of work because you have to provide the tables and or find support to provide tables. It's a lot of organization, but
sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's just the part that they were lacking. And I don't think there's a huge, extremely local to Omaha, Nebraska bolt action scene. Because even I think one of the tournament organizers was from Sioux City, which is a good hour and a half or so from Omaha. So, I think that's, and people are coming from Chicago and Des Moines and
we
Kansas
had like
City.
4 or 5 guys that came from Des Moines that would go to it.
Yeah, so I mean, they were drawn from a ways away, and I think that's the problem with hobbies like that. It's still, you still got real life and spouses and kids and jobs and money concerns, and because some of those people would come. It's a 2-day tournament. They'd come from Chicago or Minneapolis or Kansas City, and they'd stay, in the hotel 2 nights because it starts early on Saturday and early on Sunday. So you got quite a commitment of cash and time. So anyway, it was a good run. I really enjoyed it. And it was convenient for me because it was close. But even though I'm not real into the tournament scene, it was just a great way to get together. Yeah. And some of the people really, there was a lot of diversity and there was a lot of unique armies, some really great modelers, and then the TOs offered some extremely good tables. I mean, like really good terrain tables. So it was just a really good vibe. But sometimes good things come to an end. But
yeah, I just seen that the Italian book is supposed to be coming out.
Or Italian or Australian? I thought I saw.
Oh, I thought it was Italian. They were talking about Italian.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Maybe that's the one that's coming out like immediately. I think they just announced. I'm a little out of it because of the spring field work and stuff. But I think I just saw a Facebook post in the last day or two that maybe it's the announcement of the Australian book is the next one. Maybe that's what it was.
Because I watched a video where they were talking about all the rules coming out in the book, and they're all kind of happy that the Italians are getting some love.
Yeah, getting their own book because they were kind of part of the minor Axis powers before, and I think they're releasing plastic miniatures and doing the whole thing. So it's all good. That's Warlord does a nice job with the bolt action line.
And I do have some Italians that I have to put together and paint sometime. So,
well, that's I played that guy that had Italians. Now, all I remember about him was their special rule was that they could have defensive structures. So he had like sandbags or bunkers or something for squads, and that just applies to and when you're in a tournament setting, things get a little wonky because you're gaming the game. So yeah, he'd regardless of what the scenario was, he'd be able to plop down these things, and they had these defensive structures. It was annoying and weird, but it fit the flavor of what the Italians were in World War II, but it just doesn't fit a tournament scene that well.
Italians attack? Never. We never attack. That it gets in the way of us eating.
Yeah. I don't know if that's true. All I know is that it's a rule in the book.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically,
or used to be.
One of those things where I do remember because playing a game I had Americans versus Italians, and he had a lot of flamethrowers that he brought in. But
okay. And then the thing was, the Italians could take a lot of German. Basically, I think you could pick from almost anything from the German, like vehicles and tanks section. Yeah. So it was sort of, and this was the old rule book from way back, but it has not been updated till now. But they could definitely. It was like Germans with their own like twist, as opposed to being Italians. Yeah. Which I understood they used German equipment, but it didn't really have its own flavor quite. They were sort of just another version of German.
Yeah, it had the feeling of
it wasn't well done, I didn't think, but
it was like an afterthought army, the way it felt.
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't have any really rules until I think they were using a lot of the late war rules. The Italians at northern Italy that were using mostly equipped with German equipment.
Yeah, that could be.
Because there was that one rule book that came out. What was it? I don't have it. Word. One of the campaign books.
Yeah, there was so many. After a while, it felt like they were just reaching for, hey, can we sell another book? What can we come up with? As a weird campaign or some minor nation combination thing, which was, it was welcome, and it was good to keep expanding the range, though. So I'm not knocking that. It was just sometimes it felt like a little bit of, it wasn't really unique. Like we kind of stretched that to make a book, but
yeah. All right. I guess it'd be my update, which is pretty much the update from the last. I haven't played any games.
You're letting me down. I live vicariously through you guys. You're killing me.
Yeah. Which is interesting. I haven't even heard about my brothers even playing BattleTech.
BattleTech.
Yeah, because that's the only game they ever played, BattleTech.
This time of year is kind of a transition time, it seems like. Yeah. Wet your whistle, Palmer. There you go.
He's been dry-throated for so long. Finally.
He's just waiting for somebody to say it.
Say it. I need a drink.
Please, I'm dying
a whole
7.75
liters of alcohol. It needs to drink.
That's right. That's the big mama bear there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got through a big discussion of Bolt Action without the discussion of third edition. So
yeah,
we're at BattleTech.
There you go.
I have been. I got the dwarves on the table here. I need to finish painting.
Still working on those.
If I just had 3 days of solid work, I'd probably be done with them by now. But I have been so busy
making money.
Yeah, just literally.
It's a booger.
All because my one friend, his dad had passed away, and I got all of his radio equipment. So and now I'm has his entire household. He moved it into the back room of his office.
Okay.
And so it's his back office area is about the size of my house downstairs here. So it is full of basically household goods, and I've been sorting and organizing it and putting it up on Facebook Marketplace and selling it. So if I'm not spending all my free time posting stuff, I am spending time over there organizing it and selling it. So,
well, that's a good job.
Yeah, it's paying me money, making the wife happy, but
Well, that's money's a good thing. It's not everything, but it sure helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Lack of it certainly doesn't.
Yeah, that's what I always say when people say money isn't everything. I said that's coming from somebody that has money.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you have some, you always want more, right?
Yeah, I do remember the lean years when you're like, you know what, kind of everything you did was determined by like, it was financial because it had to be.
Yeah, you're sitting there going, okay, how do I balance this with what I need, what I want?
Yeah, and I literally got bills coming in like we got to figure this out. Like, hopefully you get past that a little bit eventually, but
Yeah, pretty much. So I got that going. You were talking about what year is your tractor?
they're 30s, mostly 35, 6, 7, 8 is the years that I work on mostly.
I've been I had a 1939 40 Philco radio, big giant console radio that I've been restoring.
That go right with my tractor. Nice.
The cabinet had basically fallen apart, so we tore it completely down and we're re-gluing it together, and then I'm going to sand it down and re-stain it and varnish it and everything.
Oh wow!
So that's my woodworking project I've been working on.
Good for you. That's cool. I like that.
This is a musty show of a different kind.
Yeah, it's like other. So my radio would probably be playing while someone coming out of the field after planting their field with their tractor. It would be a brand new tractor and then they'd be listening to the radio show.
I love thinking about stuff like that. That's one of the things I like about old things in general, but these tractors and it's like, oh, these people had no idea like World War II was coming and like, and they bought whatever the tractor or radio, like this was brand new and this was like freaking like this was awesome. This was so crazy cool at the time, It's like, it's fun to think about it and it
would have been a high-tech tractor, high-tech radio.
Yeah, maybe the first tractor they ever had after horses was a 30s or 20s tractor, And boy, only the rich people had those things. And finally we got one. And, and then your blood, sweat, and tears trying to, going through all the same challenges and stuff that we do, only, back then. And that was there now. I think that's cool to think about.
Yeah. And then I always think, like, get this radio operational again and start putting out shows, and you'd be thinking, this radio was around listening to broadcasts. It probably broadcast and listened to the president.
Yes.
And doing his fireside chats and then all of his listening to the war news coming over the
yes, air. War news or the announcement of the Pearl Harbor or whatever. I mean, like, it's just
H.G. Wells.
Yes,
exactly.
All the things. I mean, that's so cool to me. That's one of the things about history that's fun.
And that's why I was like, try to bring these old pieces of equipment back to life. Is that it's a piece of history that, it's like, oh, that's just junk. You should just throw them away. It's like, I can't do that.
I know. And it's only junk if you don't preserve it, right? It's like, yes. And then it'll still be surviving. So someday somebody else will be able to enjoy it or take it to the next level or, fix it up even better or whatever, It's just
the one thing I want to do is I want to put a Bluetooth attachment to it.
No way.
So I can flip a switch in the back and I can put it over to Bluetooth and then I could play modern music through my phone to it or listen to audiobooks and stuff too.
Oh, I never would have thought you could do that. Sure.
Oh yeah. Which is going to be really cool when the time comes. When I get around to it. All right. The drink of the night is Dewar's Caribbean.
There you go.
Caribbean Smooth.
I don't know what that is. What is it?
Dewar's. It's a Scotch.
Okay.
Scotch.
Okay. See, I don't know Scotch at all. I don't know many alcohols. I'm going to be honest.
Well,
Scotch. Cool.
Shaken, not stirred.
There you go.
We got to shave the queen. Not shave the queen, shave the queen. There we go. Yes. That smells pretty good. You have all that rich rum cask aspects coming because it was aged in rum cask.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Mm.
I like when they get fancy with the aging. Like
Yeah.
I like the Jameson Irish whiskey when it's got in the Guinness casks.
Oh yeah, I got some.
Yeah. That's
That
fun.
I really like that one.
That's something you sit there and drink while watching the show, Guinness show, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen all of it.
Wife and I power watched the first season. That was the only one that's out so far. I enjoyed that.
I didn't get into the first episode, but that can happen to me sometimes, and I sometimes don't give things a bigger chance. I probably need to give it another chance.
Yeah.
Well,
now that we're coming up on summer around the house here, and most of the regular shows that you watch on the broadcast channels or seasons are ending this week and next week.
You're right. This is the dry spell.
This is where my wife and I start watching all these, picking up and watching shows that we never watched before.
When it came, when they came out, right?
And that might be one of those shows we'll pick up and start watching.
I'm thinking one of the things that I like particularly about the Guinness show was the fact that we had gone to Ireland and we toured the Guinness. So I think like any kind of history thing, the more you know about the history too, you don't have to have been there, but if you're familiar with it, the more intriguing the story becomes. Because it's based in fact. They're using some artistic license, but yeah.
No, I like shows that are, what do you call them? Like they're not history adjacent.
Pseudo historical.
Yeah, they're like historical drama. Is that the name? of it?
Yeah, that's kind of what this is. It follows historic facts that happen, but a lot of the interactions between the siblings or between different things was either hypothetical or completely generated. But I did Google it, and they did say that it does really capture the atmosphere of Dublin during that time in history, and the kind of the Guinness brand where it was at that time. But then they take some.
What years did it take place?
What is it, like 1880s, 60s, 70s? I thought it was right around the Civil War time or post-Civil War-ish, I want to say. Oh, and I was just going to respond to Chris here. He asked if the Massey Fergusons that I was working on. No, what actually I'm working on are
the farm malls.
Farm malls, McCormick Deering or International Harvester. Be the Farm Mall F20 is the F series. There was an F12, 14, 20, and 30, and the F20 is what I kind of work on. They're super common. They're one of the biggest tractors in the Midwest here. And they're
the plants here and
they're super easy to work on, find parts for, and they're not terribly expensive. If you want to get really into collector tractors and find these rare ones or these orphan brands, they call them, that are no longer around, then you're getting into dollars and stuff, and that's cool too. I mean, I'm not knocking that, but I get just as much enjoyment saving some old rusty non-running stuck motor F20 that's been sitting in a tree line and getting it running again as one of 300 known to exist. I just like you said, Rusty, you're preserving history. The next generation then can still enjoy it or take it to the next level, or at least it's still surviving. It didn't end up in a scrap yard or into a Frigidaire someday or something.
Yeah, I just remember back in the 70s when we had so many of our old tractors, is that some of them were, the new tractors we had were only like 10, 15 years old, but some of the old John Deeres.
Do they put old tractor engines in fridges?
No, but eventually you if they just go to salvage, they end up in they're melted down and they become whatever a bumper
Oh, I
on
see. Okay.
Get ground up.
I don't know why I
they're-
thought that, but like sometimes
Yeah.
those old like it's amazing what some people can do with a lawnmower engine.
Oh, yeah, you're not wrong. And even in those days, they used a lot of that stuff. These small tractor companies, they were buying carburetors from wherever and fuel tanks by companies that made bottles. I mean, it's just patched together stuff. Clutches were from this company, but yeah, no, I just meant saving it from oblivion.
Being melted down.
Yeah.
That's just one more piece of equipment that's saved from the scrap heap.
Same from the scrap heap, and I do it because I love doing it and I enjoy it and it's rewarding. I don't do it because basically by the time I fix the tractor up, I can't get my money back out of it.
Yeah.
Literally I'll have more dollars in tires than probably I can sell the tractor for. But that to me is not the point, at all. It's the same as our figures. By the time we figured our time painting them and building these armies, and unless they're extremely rare things or something, I mean, it has value, yes, but not what you put in it.
Yeah.
Time
the time point just throws it all off.
The time point is just hard.
You can look at the base value even of a collectible miniature and determine whether you can resell it or whatever. But like because that collectible, but if the moment you start painting it and you put time in it,
Yep. Well, and sometimes a painted mini, if it's really rare, unless it's painted to a really high level, it actually can hurt the value, right? Like at some point, you're better off if it was new and blister or at least new, never painted, as opposed to, I got to strip off this average paint job, or maybe even it's above average, but it's not what the person wants. So, because I know on eBay even yet you can find, you can buy Bretonian stuff. Well, not so much now, but 5 years ago you could buy Bretonian stuff. If it was painted, you could get it way cheaper than if it wasn't painted. Because. Obviously they weren't painted to, Golden Demon levels. And so you got to deal with stripping it, and they're, maybe whatever, got some parts missing. And
I've had individuals that wanted, it's like, I'll buy that. And it's like, well, I'll sell it for this. Well, it ain't worth that to me because I'm just going to strip it down and paint it the way I want to paint it.
Right. And so I don't want your time you invested in paint and your time.
Well, the difference would be is if somebody's commissioning you to paint, that would be different.
Yes, but that one person gets to decide,
right?
I want this army and I want it painted in this way, and I'm willing to pay this much, and there's an agreement. But maybe like you could say, like when you guys have one of your fully painted armies to a pretty nice level, on a one-on-one, or you could advertise it or whatever, you could negotiate a price that was where you were at least happy with it, but as opposed to if it was just up on eBay, high bid takes.
I've had like my Tau army. I had somebody wanted to buy it from me, and it said, I shot him a price of like $500 something for it, and he was, I can give you 150. It ain't worth that to me. It's just miniatures
to him, right?
Because I'm just going to strip it down and repaint it in the color scheme I want. And I was like, well, then I'm not selling it to you.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, but then you're not the buyer.
Yeah. And I turned around and sold it, and I like almost $1,000 for it. I put it up on eBay and made almost $1,000 off it because it got bid up because people wanted it.
That's the trick. Finding, it's got to be a match, and this is a niche thing, and even like something, whether it's a Tau or Bretonian or French and Indian War army, unless it's painted and based the way that you would like to see it, even if it's a high level. Yeah. But like, I wouldn't buy a Bretonian army where all the Knights of the Realm are all painted in the same heraldry and they're all red and white. And then they painted it could be gorgeous and it could be incredibly high level, but I want the individual heraldry, so I would not buy that. So that's the trick. You're a niche within a niche, right?
It'd be like someone grabbing your army and say, I don't like all that fancy colory stuff. I'm just going to repaint it in black
Right.
and red.
Which is their own choice. But while I'm alive, I wouldn't then sell it for what they would be willing to pay for it.
Exactly.
I would rather keep it or find somebody to be like, yeah, that's what I envision as a Bretonian army. And that's,
exactly.
You know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but everything has a value.
I'm going to kick through some of the comments here that we got. I think there's a few.
Before we go on to our topics.
Yeah. All right. Josh, it inspired me to start a 90s style dwarf army. Very, very slow.
Oh, nice. But that's okay. Slow is good. I mean, you're preaching to the choir there.
I have plenty of dwarves painted to field an army as big as I want, but I keep adding to it.
Well, you're never done. I mean,
it's blue, not black. This is that dress meme all over again. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My wife and I both looked at that picture, and I said, that's a black and white dress. And she's like, no, it's not. That's blue and white. What are you talking about? That?
Yeah. Makes you wonder what other people are seeing, because you see stuff the way you see it, and you always wonder, are they seeing the same purple you're seeing, or the same, whatever?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of people, especially guys, have shades of color blindness. And it's like I can look at something and it's like, oh yeah, that's this shade. It's got multiple different colors of that color, and that's just blue. Or it's like that's a dark blue. And like, no, that's not dark blue. That's got multiple different colors in it.
I didn't know that was a guy thing.
Yeah, more guys are colorblind, and
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah,
I'm probably colorblind and don't even know it. But I guess I'm happy, so that's fine.
My mom tossed mine with all my GI Joes and Star Wars stuff. Yeah, what the heck was wrong with our parents? I don't know.
Mine didn't throw anything out. My dad would never have gone into my room, and my mom was such a sweetheart; she wouldn't have thrown it out. I still have the comics that I got when I was in elementary school. I still have. I get a Richie Rich. That's what my comic collection is.
I have a Richie Rich from my mom. I actually have a Richie Rich, but the thing is that it's not worth anything because she wrote in it, like, when you can send things away.
Yes.
Like, she never clipped it out, but she started to write her name and her address in there, but it's like in a kid's handwriting, which I just took a picture of it and sent it to her because I think it's cute,
That's pretty fun. I don't know if they're worth anything. She just let me pick one out every week or so or two or whenever at the local grocery stores where they had a magazine rack, and I got quite a stack of them. I loved them at the time.
Yeah.
I have some of my like I got a Wolverine #1 right there up on the wall. Some of my stuff.
I think I saw that. Yeah, when we were there, I was there. Yeah.
Some of my old stuff is on display, but but that was that came out.
Pretty sweet.
Oh gosh. Wolverine #1 was like 87, I think.
The year I graduated from high school.
Yeah.
I have some Wolverines too. Yeah.
I got some old treasure chests from the late 60s, early 70s that I got from my cousins that were older than us.
Paint water is my musty drink for the show.
Well, that's good because he's probably got to do some actual painting work, and he needs to be properly focused.
You got to taste whether it's the right consistency for your brush.
Yeah, I don't want to damage my brush. I need to. It's like I lick my brush already, so I just will drink my paint water and just skip a step, right?
Oh. Why is it coming out colored? I don't know. It's like all your stuff was tossed when you came back from the army. Is that what happened? Oh, there we go. Cheers. More guys coming in the house. All right, then we got throwing away stuff that gets the parents set to the crooked old folks home in 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, paybacks are hell.
You know how I paid for this old folks home? I sold all that stuff. Oh wait, you threw all that out.
Either that or like you threw all my stuff away, so whenever you guys don't know what's going on, you're Gandhi.
You're getting tossed to the.
You're getting tossed too.
Remember all that bad blood you caused? Well,
Yeah,
paybacks.
comes around, goes around.
BattleTech. Well, in that case, drink.
I think I already drank to that one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can drink again. You
Doubles.
can double
Yeah,
dip.
double dip.
You got a whole bottle there. You can drink more.
That's true. I might as well put the glass aside. Just hit the bottle.
Yeah.
Clearly, Aerotech or Battle Space. I used to have Aerotech and Battle Space, but I sold those boxes off. No one would play it, so I was like,
There you are again, selling stuff off, Rusty. I've lectured you about this before.
Well, I had to make room for. If I hadn't sold off all my board games, I would not have room for all my miniatures.
Yes, but see, that's where you got to get creative with storage space, a little shed. Come on, you got
my little shed holds my motorcycle.
Oh, well, yeah. I guess that's all personal choice. That to me would be. That's gaming space there, buddy.
Gotta have a home for the motorcycle.
Well, yeah, you got your old tractors. I mean, you could be turning that into gaming space.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true.
Hard to argue with that.
Yeah, see, you just have to figure out what. Oh, yeah, okay.
I just keep jamming more stuff in all my buildings outside. It wouldn't be really gaming space. It's an unheated tin shed with.
No, what you should have said, Dan, is, well, yeah, but that's tractors.
Yeah, I mean, that's apples and oranges there, Rusty.
I mean, like, what are you talking about? That's tractors. We're not talking.
Yeah,
that's a different story.
That's like putting your newborn child out in the snowbank. What's wrong with you?
Man, it's like, it's like
man.
My fancy motorcycle. It can't be stored out in the open. It's got to have its own little house. You got to baby it. That's my baby.
Yeah.
Right, Palmer?
Motorcycles always scared
That's
me.
Right.
One of my second cousins was just killed in a motorcycle accident here a week and a half ago.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well,
how old was he?
19.
Oh, was he on a crotch rocket?
Yeah, he was on a crotch rocket, and he was behind a ag sprayer that slowed down to turn into a field. It's unclear whether he rear-ended the sprayer, whether he was trying to pass him and the sprayer was turning left and he ran into him.
Yeah.
But, yep. Anyway, I'm always just scared to death of motorcycles. I almost hit one time with a tractor and wagon, and I was like, yeah. I mean, I wasn't trying to hit him, but I didn't see him. Scared the crap out of me.
Well,
yeah,
I came to it late in life, but I will say that safety is my number one thing.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, like you're taking a risk when you get on there, but they say that, and it doesn't sound like this happened in the case of your cousin, but 50% of it involves alcohol. Yeah. And I don't drink a drop. Like this, as much as I drink on this show, I don't drink a drop when I'm riding. I don't have anything to do with drinking when I'm riding. And then the other 50% of that last 50%, so 25% of the total is excessive speeding. Yeah. So it's excessive. So it's first drinking, and then after that, half of it is excessive speeding.
And I wasn't there, and I'm not gonna. But I do know.
No, it doesn't sound like that was the case from what you said. But
it sounds like he's 19, and I think he would give her the beans.
Yeah.
That's I get that. But anyway.
Yeah, I'm constantly watching people on motorcycles flying.
It was just sad. It seemed like such a waste.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the street out front of me is 35 miles an hour, and I'll see motorcycles doing 100 down it.
All
the time.
So
Commonwealth.
Anyway,
that's all the comments.
No, I'm still going through.
Oh, okay.
Commonwealth and Italians are next. All right.
Okay. Commonwealth. That's funny. Okay, maybe that's Commonwealth. I just saw they were announcing Australians but they're not their own book. It's you're going Commonwealth.
Good game to play, that Battletech. Yes.
Drink. Get her done.
Massey, Ferguson, Dan. Okay, that's where we talked about that one.
Yep.
All right. And then we use Sherman and Bren carriers for logging here in BC after the second. Okay.
No way.
Oh, yeah. I can see the Bren carriers being very useful for hauling stuff around because it's like a little tractor.
Yeah.
Then you had
that'd be good for
war
farming.
surplus Shermans would be basically take the turret off it and it'd be very useful for hauling.
Just a good tracked vehicle.
Yeah. Too high a level of paint scheme and it makes the rest of the army painted by me look bad.
Yeah. You got to keep it down a little bit.
Yeah, got to keep it basic.
Yeah.
Too many colorblind army guys in signal corps for some reason. There's a lot of colorblind guys. Very sorry to hear for your loss, Dan. You know,
yeah, it was a bummer.
it happens.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I would hear about it all the time when I was working in sales and power sports. You hear, "Oh, I sold the guy that motorcycle," and then a week later, it's like, well, high rate of speed on his new 750 Suzuki, and
Yeah.
All right, so we have caught up with all the comments, and we can move on to the topics of the night. They should I've got an hour to get through these, but they're pretty much the same topic. Just
Extensions, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are
Intertwined
very well. All right, the two topics are books or movies that may have inspired you to build an army, a table, or buy a set of rules. And then the second part of it is, what miniature line would you like to be designed for that movie or books? So if you have a book that you really enjoyed or a movie or something, you'd really love to have a miniature line to go with it. You know, we can
shop
discuss
that out. Yeah.
And Nerd's Nerd is in the house.
Hello.
There he is.
All right.
Welcome.
And hey, Dino and Marty, hey, I caught a live one. Let's go, boys. Let's get her done.
Get her done.
All right, so we got some new individuals. We're up to 6 watching this show tonight.
Nice.
All right,
For anybody that doesn't like know when they are and stuff, just know that we have a Facebook page. If you're not on it, that actually we do announce it. Although I was kind of late this week, I announced it yesterday evening, but we do announce them on Facebook on the Musty Wargamers Facebook page. If you feel like joining, you're welcome.
Yeah, there's usually one every 2 weeks, but not always.
And we switch off between my channel and Rusty's channel.
Right, so that can be confusing for people too if you're not
particularly new people. Yeah,
subscribed to both channels.
I have seen both. We've seen both Dino and Nerds Nerd on here before, so I wouldn't call them new.
No, but yeah, they aren't maybe the last 5 years solid or anything, but.
Yeah, Nerds has
Nerds Nerd. I love that.
he does. He has a bunch of files that are on 3D printing files too.
Oh, nice.
What kind of files? Like
related to bolt action and what's the other half of that game system? The sci-fi version.
Conflict 47.
Oh, Conflict 47.
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
No way. Okay, did not know that.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. Good to know.
Yeah. Okay, and it said, by the way, I posted pics on the Facebook page earlier. Oh, okay. I haven't been on Facebook, so I haven't noticed that.
Yeah, I have been out of circulation for 2 weeks.
I've been on Facebook, but I haven't been on Facebook, just to put it that way. I've been in the marketplace area.
Well, that's good, though.
Yeah. So, Dan, you want to kick this off since it was your topic?
Sure. Yeah, it was so bad. I was so out of it when you were talking. I knew there was a show coming up, and I was like, what the heck was the topic? And I had suggested it, I remember a couple weeks ago, but yeah. Are we going to talk about them both at the same time?
Yeah, if you want to interchange it, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, well, for me, I was thinking about, it's not always books and movies, obviously, but for me, in a lot of cases, it kind of, the root of it came from that, were what was my inspiration for either building a table, starting an army. It's just kind of a wave to, I don't know, the movie or the book gives you that, like, that background, that connection, that depth that you kind of, if it just strikes a note. And so for me, because I remember when I first got back into miniature gaming and started building my first bolt action army and table, I was building an American Normandy army, and the whole time I was working on the army and working on the table, I was just nonstop. I've got a TV right up here, and an old 1,000-year-old from the kids DVD player that connects to it, and I had Band of Brothers and Saving Private Ryan going the whole time. And those different scenes, and like some of even the architecture and the way the scenes looked for and ideas that I'd get for what I wanted to include for little just details in my terrain, whether it was like, because I've even built like signposts, and just all the little things, or the way, or trying to get, create the bocage the way it looked in those movies, and just, the whole thing, and the look of the uniforms. And so that was really, really inspirational. It really kind of kept me really excited about it and focused on it, and tying it to history, granted Hollywood history. I understand that. So that was the one. And then for the other one that I was thinking of table wise was Enemy at the Gates, was my Stalingrad table. Yeah. I don't know if you seen that one, Palmer?
The movie? No, I don't think I have.
Enemy at the Gates.
Yeah, I don't think I have. I heard of it, but I don't think I've seen it.
It's a Stalingrad movie.
Okay.
But that one really captures the feel of what the fighting, I think, I guess I shouldn't necessarily say that. I'm not a historian, but it captures the
for you, it gives you an impression.
It gives me, that feel that I think it would have been like. And I mean, it's probably a Hollywood version and all that. I understand.
It's a snapshot into the.
Yeah, but even just the the tight terrain, the rubble buildings, the chemical tanks, the factory buildings, all the stuff that, like, and I had tried to incorporate that into my table, and I found it really inspirational.
Nice.
And really,
I remember you doing that table for sure.
Yeah. And I watched that so many times while I was working on the table, or just kind of using it somewhat as a reference. I used obviously a lot of, I got really nerdy too. And I went online, and you could find, is it even just like using Google Earth? You can zoom in, because in Stalingrad, which is no longer called Stalingrad, you can go there and find some of the buildings that they left kind of as monuments. And so you can even, like, brick color, I was trying to match. I mean, like, I was totally getting crazy with that stuff. And the children's fountain, trying to recreate that, and just the way the rubbled streets looked, and just, that. So that was kind of my big inspiration for me for wanting to build a Stalingrad table, but even just to collect the Soviet army during that time frame. And then lastly, kind of a book that inspired me, kind of ultimately, for my Bretonians, the 5th edition army book is my inspiration, first and foremost, with Nigel Stillman and his vision of what Bretonia was, and that which his vision comes deeply rooted in Arthurian legend, which for me takes me back to middle school, when I discovered Howard Piles, which is a late 1800s, early 1900s American author that wrote a series of 4 books about the legends of King Arthur and also Robin Hood. And those books, I remember reading those in study hall, and I couldn't believe I'd found these books were so cool to me. He's not only an author but an illustrator, and he did these beautiful pencil drawings that just captured what I envisioned like those knights to look like in the castles, in the barding on the horses, and it was just like this is it in the way that the knights were portrayed and the way they behaved. I mean, they were very they were the epitome of chivalry and knighthood. That version of the legends of King Arthur kind of, that's the way I'm building my Bretonnian army, which is why I couldn't use the Grail Reliquary from 6th edition, because that does not at all fit with that theme, that feeling I get from those books.
Right.
Which it's funny, because as a child, when you experience some of those things, it becomes so part of like your, during, I don't know if it's during certain years, because that was like middle school for me, which are very formative years, I think, even in hindsight. But I carry that with me. Yeah, and actually through this winter, I reread the first 3 books from that series as I was working on my Bretonnians, and everything just kind of, everything I do kind of is built around that theme. So that's been my real true inspiration. That, and of course the 5th edition Bretonnian Army book written by Nigel Stillman.
Yeah.
And then just to finish up the series, which I think I mentioned this in another discussion several years ago, maybe. But if they would do a series of miniatures, which is the books that my mom read to me when we were also in elementary school, every night she would read, and she read the entire series of the Chronicles of Narnia. If they would do a series of miniatures for the Chronicles of Narnia that you could do a tabletop battle game with, or a skirmish game, or both, yep. If they did it right, I mean, I loved those books. They were such, again, during those really formative years, and it was very special. Remember, all my brothers and sisters, we'd gather in the living room, and my mom was amazing reader, and she would read those books to us. I don't remember, I think like a half hour a night she would read, and I was just enthralled with those books, and she read through the whole series, and I've read them many times since then, and I've seen
The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, all of that stuff.
Yep, and Prince Caspian, and the Silver Chair, and the just the whole. Is there about 8 of them or something? I can't even remember now. I have the whole sleeve of them, but the Voyage of the Dawn Treader. Just loved those books, and actually, even as in a senior year of high school, I took a college English course, and my final paper for that class was discussing The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, because at the time, as a kid, I didn't realize that C.S. Lewis was a theologian.
Yes.
And basically, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is a very religious allegory. And so then I got to reread the book and analyze it in those terms too, which was cool. I mean, I'm not going to get into the whole religious thing. I'm not particularly religious, but it was cool to see it in a whole different light. But anyway,
I don't mean to jump backwards, but since you were talking about Arthurian legends, have you ever read the Morte Arthur?
I have not read. I have them, and I started reading the one time.
Yeah.
For some reason, I know, and I've got that one series, and there's also the Once and Future King, which I'm trying to remember who wrote that.
The Morte Arthur, I believe, was just one big volume. That was written by a Frenchman.
Yes.
I don't remember the author's name, but I studied it in college. But it was my first year of college, and it was just something where I had to do a paper. I had to do a paper that actually compared a modern modern media to like a historical kind of account or historical work, and I chose them to compare the Morte Arthur to 1981's Excalibur.
No
so
way.
I did an entire paper on that and like talked about the differences between like the take on the movie and the original work and stuff.
Interesting.
So it was fun. That was fun. It was,
and I know as an Arthur fanboy, it is almost shameful I have not read Le Morte d'Arthur, but for some reason, because I know Howard Pyle has the most what's the word? The most altruistic portrayal, because even Excalibur is dark for me. I mean,
very much so.
You know, and I prefer the more idealized. I mean, I want heroes that I can want to aspire to be. I don't need heroes that they try to make heroes now to be flawed heroes. Yeah. So I don't know if that's supposed to make them more real.
I love Excalibur the movie. So there's nothing you can say that will deter me. But I totally understand understand your opinion. I love that time of period in movies in general. I love like late 70s, early 80s.
It's a great movie, and I do own it, and I watch it from time to time.
Yeah,
it's but just not the quintessential.
It's up there with 6th edition. Excalibur's up there with 6th edition.
Yeah, and I don't mind 6th edition. It's just, you know, it doesn't hit that
not
really
not my thing.
Hit that perfect note for me. Yeah. It's not, you know, it's not rum and coke.
When I was a sophomore in high school, I took mythology class. And we went to Excalibur in the theater. The whole class went to Excalibur with the teacher.
No way.
Yes.
That's funny. There's some interesting scenes for that.
Yes.
And so we all got done the next day when we came back to class the next day, and we spent the entire class just discussing, you know, what we think, where the direction it was going, and what, you know.
Interesting.
And we read the Once and Future King in class. We read The Hobbit in class.
Yeah, we read The Hobbit in class.
Several of the Narnia books in class, and we sit there and read it and would discuss how is this related to this mythos in mythology, and where is pulling all the different aspects of different mythologies. How cool. So nice. Yeah, I really enjoyed that class, and it just fed my desire to even do more into the fantasy world.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. That's kind of that. Those are the things that I brought to discuss tonight.
Cool.
So, yeah. How about you, Palmer?
Well, there's a few things that I could talk about. Things that I haven't done yet that I would love to do or see and have somebody made because of inspiration of movies. And there's also things that I definitely did in a way because of movies and books. And so, not in order of importance or anything, but with stuff that I have done, I've talked a little bit about
Last of the Mohicans. No, sorry.
Oh, it's funny. I could say I thought of bringing
that one up. That's a good movie,
though. I thought of bringing that one up, but I actually wasn't going to chat about the French Indian War tonight. Surprisingly,
okay. That's fine.
I guess for the Marvel stuff, I really, before Crisis Protocol, Marvel Crisis Protocol really hit the scene and kind of did better than anything in my time with Marvel and tabletop. They had the Night Models game, and so they had the Marvel Universe miniatures game, and I had, I'm really into miniature gaming, but like I had not seen anything from Marvel up until that point, and I'm such a Marvel fanboy as a kid. All the comic books behind me are Marvel, pretty much, most of them, and I was so excited, and so I really wanted them to make a miniature line, and I guess that was something that on the cusp of it, and just finding out they were, I was like really excited and wondering like which miniatures they were going to do. But what inspired me to do something creative was the 1967 Spider-Man cartoon. So as kooky and as much as people like to make fun of it, and it's kind of like you see memes with them and everything because it's just such an old thing. Like that show for me, I tried to learn how to read on the TV guide just to be able to know when that show was on. Like like it was a TV guide. I was so infatuated. I had like the Mego Spider-Man dolls, like when in the 70s, like when I was like younger, and I was so into Spider-Man, like as a really little kid. that it was a big deal for me. And honestly, even to this day, when I listen to sort of the jazz music that they used on that cartoon, and I see the night scenes or like the pastels from the colors and everything, it's very nostalgic for me. And so what I did I created an entire table board, and it really wasn't something that was like majorly arduous, but I tried to find complementary tones where I did my buildings in comic book, in like a comic book style.
I remember that.
Yeah. So I would have like, an orange with like a darker orangey red and like a brown, like, kind of like on a building. And it was very contrasty. Like the side was very dark compared to the front. The top was light, and it was just like, it was very much about shadows. It was very much about like looking at the Spider-Man cartoon.
Yep.
And so that was very inspirational for me for all my Marvel games, because I use them for Crisis Protocol as well. And it just, even though I was purposefully avoiding my skills as a terrain maker to try to make things look realistic in order to just emulate playing inside a cartoon, if that makes sense. And that's kind of what I was trying to do purposefully. And so that was something I did. When Savage Core by Lucid Eye Miniatures came out, I was very inspired by the 60s and maybe early 70s movies that were fantasy, caveman, dinosaurs with stop motion, all that kind of stuff. And so the pulp, but like kind of that era where you had like all the stop motion creatures, and it was like definitely, I believe a lot of it was 1960s cinema. And so I wouldn't say that I emulated it as directly as I did the Spider-Man miniatures game board, but it was like you said, like with the World War II like stuff, like it just was like something that was inspiring to me to get into that genre and fuel my interest, and it was just all that stuff from when I was a kid, growing up, seeing in the late 70s and early 80s reruns of all that stuff from the 60s was inspirational for me. One of the things that I haven't done, and I've even considered kind of like trying to do is make a set of rules myself, and do a project. And I've explored miniature lines that could be suitable with like the French Legion and things. Is people that have watched our show and my channel for a long time know that I'm a huge fan of Papillon, the movie, and I've also read the book. Coincidentally, I've read the book because I've been such a fan for the movie for so many decades. But then even saw the remake and things and was really interested in that. But the French Guiana and the prison colonies and the sort of action movie of the escape from the prison through the jungle, and with the French Legion, with like the native like hunters, like with like the mercenaries that were hired, and like all of that. It was just something that captures my imagination, because I just loved that for so long. And I would really love to play a game. If somebody out there knows, even I would even play like a board game or a hex game if I could find some, because I'm not a hex game player, but I'd play anything. I'd try it out if it actually was in that setting, the French Guiana and that kind of thing. And it wasn't just Papillon. There were other movies. There was a bit of a fascination, I believe, in the late 60s and the 70s for that time, that Devil's Island and the French Guiana. And, I'm not an expert on it or anything, but I have taken quite a bit of an interest in it. And so I would absolutely love to have some sort of game that kind of puts you in that space.
Is that game Congo? Is that
well, that's Africa. It's Africa, and it does have like
some of those
exactly
elements.
The same. Yeah, no. like actually, I actually wanted to pick up Congo, and by the time I got around to looking at doing it, it was like not easily obtainable, the rule set anymore. A Studio Tomahawk game, which I'm also a fan of Studio Tomahawk.
I figured you knew about it. I knew it wasn't quite what you were saying, but
yeah, no, I think it looks like a great game. But playing, like you're splitting hairs on like 6th edition versus 5th, and like, one version
right.
of the Mort Arthur another. But now we're talking about Africa versus the French Guiana. It's
Yeah,
like
no,
two totally different places. Like,
Yeah.
fair
enough.
And so like, yeah, like you're right. Like there are, I think there might even be legionaries in like the French Legion, legionaries in options in the models for Congo, because they did go to many places.
Yeah,
right?
I think,
And so like but this isn't exactly the same thing. Yeah, no, like when I was looking at maybe even like miniature lines, there are miniature lines out there that capture a lot of South American natives, and there's diversity there too. It's not just one kind. Like there's lots of different types of cultures, within South America, and you could have mixtures of that, like in something like this. But I don't know. I just really liked those movies and like the books and the stories. I have a bit of a fascination with it. And so that would be one that I've never done, but like I'm very inspired to, like I'm looking out for it. And as more time goes on and the further we get away from when those movies were done, it's less and less likely that I'm going to see something, but potentially, because the fascination with the culture in the cinema has seemed to wane. Other than they did that remake for Papillon, but it actually didn't do very well, in my opinion. It was a limited release and didn't do very well. So what else? I mean, I was gonna say, in relation to what you said, and it's not so like you're right. Like Last of the Mohicans was a movie I saw before I got into French Indian War gaming, even though with many years I've told the story. I grew up like in that area in New York where I, we learned a lot about both the French Indian War, American War of Independence, but like particular the French Indian War and like the position of that in those regions, and me learning about it in social studies class growing up. I always had a fascination with it. And so when I was collecting the Minin miniatures that I use for that, Crantera also started releasing miniatures too. I believe it was called Crantera. They're no longer around. But they started to release some miniatures that I was just really wanting. Like I had all the 7 Years War miniatures that were very suitable for French Indian War that I needed for the French and the English, but I hadn't had, many of the other kind of miniatures that I was looking for, like the French Marines and things like that, by the same sculptor. And so in my mind, I was always wanting those miniatures to be made. And when they said they were doing them, it was like the stars are aligning. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm getting French Marines, he's like, they were doing all kind of cool things, and they were releasing different indigenous Native American tribes, that you could play, like both like Iroquois, as well as Huron and like things like that. And I was like so excited. And so those were miniatures I was wanting to be made. And then it happened. It came out of the ether. This company said like, we're going to do this. And it's the same. It's the gentleman's name he's passed away, but Ansel is his last name. And he's another Ansel within the industry of miniature gaming.
Yeah, not Brian.
but not Brian. But he, he had like his own unique way of sculpting, and I was just so happy to have gotten some more sculpts from him for the French Indian War era.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Cool. So, like I know there's more. Like there's more stuff that's inspired me, within the hobby, but those are big ones that are like direct comparisons to movies and stories.
Yep.
I'm gonna jump in the comments here real quick. Got a bunch of them here. All right, Nerd. I do World War II era scaled vehicles with magnets and swappable weapons for historical paper panzer, dust, AK-47, and options. Cool. Yeah, I printed off some of his miniatures.
Very nice. That's awesome.
I've done some of them. They're pretty good.
Cool.
It's detailed.
That's awesome.
She makes some cool Dust models. My favorite is the Par. I post a meme in the morning to entertain Rusty, and then I'm off again the next day. Yes. we have a meme war going on basically every day.
That's good.
Post some cool stuff. I'll post some cool stuff, and then we get a lot of laughs from people that it's like, "Are you guys okay?"
Yeah.
There's our topics.
That's
okay.
good.
Horus Heresy Prospero Burns 1,000 Suns. There you
Oh,
go.
nice.
That's
a great book.
I want to do a 1,000 Suns army and a Space Wolf army and just battle it out in Prospero. That'd be.
I may have talked about it, but I have basically like an old Hammer 1,000 Suns army, like basically to paint. It's like part of it. It's they're all Chaos Renegades, so they're all fixed sculpt miniatures. They're all in the same pose, but they're all the original Chaos Renegade before they called him 1,000 Suns. But it's 1,000 Suns. It's got the whole gear. It's everything.
Yeah.
But I've got those with it, and then I've got a whole bunch of other Tzeentch old school stuff to complement it, and even like the first dreadnought, like the first metal dreadnought, which looks nothing like the dreadnoughts we have now. And I've got a whole bunch of stuff like that. Like I just wanted to have something really cool because I've also love the 1,000 Suns kind of story, and man, I hate the fact that Magnus was done the way he was done. I'm team Magnus. Like I love the Space Wolf books. Like it was difficult for me not to really like them. Like the ones they did at the same time, as the 1,000 Suns to do that war. I really did love what they did. But I'm team 1,000 Suns. Even though they lost.
If I'm going to do another 30K army, it would be 1,000 Suns because I like the whole look of them. Yeah. And one of these days, I keep thinking I'm going to pull the trigger and get Magnus Red. And I want just to have, because they got the Magnus and who's the Space Wolf, Lehman Russ, right?
Yeah, Lehman Russ.
The Primarch. I want to get those two and actually have it's a big dioramic base that you put.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's sweet. It's funny. The one thing that I do really like though, as much as I love the 30K lore for 1,000 Suns, and that's kind of what got me more recently excited about them. I love the blue and gold look though.
Now, I have a bunch of the 40K ones, the Chaos ones, but
if I ever do that 1,000 Suns army, it'll be in the 40K style, in the blue and gold, just because I do like that look.
Yeah. Need more Brave Star 80s cartoon to pad out the Stargrave Force. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Say Enemy at the Gates was so good. Freaking love the movie. Pipe crawling, rubble sniping was such a claustrophobic vibe. Yeah, that was the thing. Is that always somebody's getting headshot. It's like just stick his head out.
The whole sniper battle and it was just the total chaos and carnage and
spending hours of getting into position in the dark and then wiping people out.
I'm putting a reminder in to watch it because I've never seen it. I need to watch it.
Forgot to mention that practically every 90s Battletech novel made me make a new lance or company for another unit introduced to me. Yeah, that's the thing is that I've read almost all the early novels that they had out back in the day. It's like the Michael Stackpole books, man. I read those, and that really got me into wanting to play BattleTech because it just it's like you played BattleTech, but then when you actually read those books, and you're like, now I'm feeling the vibe of the game and want to play the battle. BattleTech. When you're on and you're actually thinking, it's like, oh, this guy's, you get the feel of the battle. They're throwing rounds down range or energy. It's like because it gives you that whole actual action type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm still waiting for somebody to make a movie.
Yeah.
Robert Hyland, Starship Troopers. I was going to mention that. Made a Flesh Tears 40K army, the real ones. so I could get jump pack infantry. That is one of the books that got me into sci-fi real early, way back in the day, back in the 70s. I was reading it, and I was like, in the Starship. And then when they came out with the cartoon, the movie was okay, but the cartoon was actually more towards the book than the movie was. And I really enjoyed that cartoon. It was only like one season long, I think, but it was more in vibe.
True to it. Yeah.
True to the. And they're talking about making another Starship Trooper movie. So
I heard that. I actually heard that.
I actually did hear that myself.
And hopefully they actually do it like the books, where you actually have jump infantry. They got good enough CGI now. They could actually make the power
Make it
armor
work, yeah.
and get it going.
Make it real.
Helen Mirren, rawr. Yeah, oh yeah, from Excalibur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was really young in that one.
Yeah.
And
she was like,
yeah. Unca's War Club was awesome.
Yeah.
Magua will take your heart.
Yeah, I love that movie.
I got it. It's right there. It's on the wall. But it's in VHS. I still have a VHS player, though. Just started collecting 1/18th scale 30K Thousand Suns to go along with Sons of Horus. My kid was a Space Wolves.
Yeah, that'll be some good matchups.
Yeah. Kind of brings me into it. I just noticed something is that when you bring a comment and you put it on the side and you actually bring it up and click on it on the side panel here,
Yep.
it fades.
Oh,
Okay.
it's
It's faded, and news comments are highlighted in black.
Was
dark.
it doing that before?
No, that's something new. I
I was gonna say I've not noticed that either.
So, and it's like when I bring it up, it's like for me, I don't know if it's for you guys seeing the chat where the new comments pop in.
Yeah, they're dark, and
They're dark, and the ones I brought up are faded.
Highlighted or faded. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Heck
So
yeah.
now you don't have to scroll and try to figure out which ones you've done.
True. That's new.
Oh.
That's a new addition for
I was gonna
sure.
say,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
definitely new.
Yeah, so it's like for me, Starship Troopers was a great one. That was a book I wanted to see made into a movie and into a miniature line. They do have the who did it? They did have some miniature line when it went with the cartoon. I had the whole everything, and I had all the models, and I painted up armies and stuff for Starship Troopers, and then I sold it all off.
Mhm.
There you go again.
Yeah.
Oh, you should have
I-
met me sooner. I would have said, "You're not doing that."
Yeah. Well. Sometimes you just you paint things up. I brought them to tournaments, or not tournaments, but conventions, and I actually had my Conflict 2000 game or Conflict 3000 game system. We would actually use the miniatures and have scenarios and stuff for the jump infantry. But
Cool.
mobile infantry has made me the man I am today. But yeah, here's another book. You may not have never seen this one. It's by David Sherman and Dan Craig. It's Starfist series of books.
Okay, don't know that one.
I don't know that one either.
There's a whole bunch of them. There's like 15, 20 of them now.
Are they from the 70s?
No, they're from the 90s to 2000s.
Okay.
Let's see where there's a copyright on this one. This one's 2003. This one here.
Oh. Wow.
And
I think the artwork looked very 70s.
Yeah, this is book 7 of the series.
Cool.
So yeah, it's really cool. It's like, think about like Starship Troopers vibe, Hammer Slammers books, that kind of work where you got mobile infantry running around. They got plasma weapons and stuff, and armor isn't as popular as it was because everybody's running around with a plasma rifle can just burn down something really quick. So vehicles are light skinned, fast moving with a blade of armor type of thing.
Okay.
So yeah, I always thought about this would be a book I would always like to see made into movie series or even a miniature line in game, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, Road Wars or something.
Yeah, it's like, heck, I could even probably throw it into my own game system for that matter. But
yeah,
it would be really nice to have someone actually made a miniature line. Somebody could probably do it in 3D printed.
There you go.
Would be the easiest way to do it if you knew how to do CAD. We've got somebody in the chat room that does it.
I was going to say, I mean, just maybe a thought.
Yeah. So yeah, that's one game system or book series I always would love to see made into a miniature line, or get me inspired to want to play any type of even 40K vibe type of thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Another one goes way back. If you ever read the Sword of Shannara,
Yep, just read it a couple years ago. And then there's the Elfstones of Shannara, and
there's a
the
whole
Wish
series
Song of Shannara.
You remember all the big battle they had in that book where you had all the different forces were fighting it out?
That
was something that inspired me.
In there.
That wanted me to have a fantasy army and actually have the gnomes and dwarves and humans all battling it out. And you had the elves and stuff in that book too.
Yeah.
And you had your armies, your typical kind of genre, but in a different way. It wasn't the Lord of the Rings style elves and dwarves and gnomes and stuff.
Right. And
So
they're
more
called
like,
halflings. What are they called? They are halflings, but like the main character, Shay, or whatever his name is.
Oh, yeah, he's
what
half
are they? He was but weren't they? What were the halfling hobbit people? They called them something else, I thought.
Oh yeah, that's like
anyway. Doesn't matter. But
yeah, I've drawn a blank all of a sudden.
Yeah,
but yeah, that would have been a really cool series. They did a TV series for it, but I
didn't know that.
Oh yeah, it lasted like 2 seasons. It wasn't all that great.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's the same thing with another
book
series that was made into a TV series, Sword of Truth series.
Don't know that one.
Yeah, that was a really good series of books, but it kind of sucked. They went El Cheapo when it come to designing it, but that would have been a kind of a cool. That would have made a really good role-playing style game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would have been its strength. But here's a series of books, 2 books. Dan, I don't know if you ever read this. Brian Daly.
I know. The cover looks familiar, but I have not read that.
Yeah, that's the first book. This is the second book.
Okay, that one doesn't even look familiar. So no, I have not read those.
This one came out in 1977, and this one came out in 1979.
Okay.
I remember it's like I was. I found this book because he wrote Splinter of the Eye's Mind, the Star Wars book that came out in 78, I think it was 77, 78 for Star Wars. Okay. It was I think it was the very first Star Wars book that came out after the movie. And it was kind of interesting. You have, it's kind of cool, is that you had a APC, an M113 APC. They're in the jungles of Vietnam. They're on a patrol, and they're going down the road, and all of a sudden here comes a VC with a RPG, lines up on their track about ready, and he's got the 50 cal, and he's looking over and all of a sudden the guy comes out of the bush and was like about ready to blast them with the RPG, and they're like, they know they're cooked. There's no way they're going to stop this ambush. It's going to hit him, and all of a sudden a 50 cal opens up on this guy and rips him to pieces. Out of nowhere, and he looks behind him and he sees this beat up, burnt up, just practically destroyed M113 coming out of nowhere, and he's like, who the heck was this? And the guy gives him a salute, and all of a sudden they fade they're like, what the heck? And all of them, they fade and they get transported to a fantasy universe.
No way.
Yes.
Happens all the time.
So that reminds me of the Friends episode when like Joey's in a serious discussion on stage, and then like the ladder comes down with all the lights, and then like he's like goes up to the UFO. It's like, what just happened?
So what happens is that they get transported to a different universe where there's dragons and monsters, you name it, armies
with the tank.
With their armored personnel carrier.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And, yes, and the wizards took them and brought them to this new location to take on and take out this dragon.
It's like the Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's court.
So they basically got transported. It's like, we need you to take out this dragon, and once you take care of this dragon, we'll send you back. So yeah,
we have all the ability to travel time and space and bring it.
But we can't deal with this dragon. We don't know how to
deal with the dragon, though.
I was just thinking that.
We just like, we need this higher firepower that you got to take out this dragon. So they go to war with this dragon, and they got the 50 cal. They're they just open up and take this dragon out.
Listen, I took time teleportation in wizard school. I know nothing about fighting dragons.
Nothing about fighting dragons. That's not my wheelhouse.
Hey, let's move that off to the side,
So sorry, if you're able to do this, then why aren't you able to just why don't you just go zap the dragon? And it's like, who do you think I am? Like, I don't know how to fight a dragon.
My wizardry is good, but it's not that powerful.
That's a whole different kind of wizardry there.
I'm not a combat wizard. I'm a time and space wizard. All right.
That's because magic can't do that. Magic can do this, but it can't do that.
Like a farmer that's never raised livestock, but you should know how to do that. What's wrong with you?
It's like our combat wizard went to take out the dragon, and he got eaten.
So he wasn't very good at his job.
So the whole premise is that they take care of the dragon, and they say, all right, you did your duty that you wanted. We'll send you back. And they get sent back. It's like, could you put us back to where we started? Oh, yeah, but bring us back 30 seconds before
so we can
we leave. It's like, why? It's like, trust me, we need that. So they're driving, all of a sudden pop out and take out the ambush, and then they fade away, and then they continue on with their beat up track. So the whole thing is that he really, it's like, man, I actually feel like I belong in this universe where he came from. He said, can you bring me back before they send him back? So could you bring me back? It's like, I will. It's like, yes. Basically, the whole thing is that they figure out how to, get it set up. So he comes back. So think about vibes of Army of the Undead. With my boomstick.
Yeah, the Evil Dead universe. Yeah.
Yeah. So he basically gets brought back, and he brings all of his firepower with him. So he's running around. He's basically turns into a knight fighting these battles and campaigns, and he's got his guns and everything. So he's learning how to sword play and all that. But he's got his 2 9mm, and he's got his rifle.
I feel like I belong in this place where I have much more stuff than everybody else.
Yeah. More of a fair fight if it's not fair.
Yeah,
I feel like I belong here. Well, I guess you do have the dragon thing though.
Yeah. So the whole thing is that he ends up goes on campaigns and everything to take care of evil people, basically. I'll leave it at that. If you ever decide to read it, it is really. I can't remember a number of times I've read those 2 books because it just inspired me to have a lot of fun with that.
Mm-hmm. But no, that's cool.
Another, like, if you want to talk about historical movie, is like the movie Gettysburg came out.
Yeah,
that was like a huge influx. We had so many people that were here in town that were part of our basic club. Everybody started really getting into Civil War. We had tons of 15 mil. That's when we started playing Johnny Reb and all that.
I'm not going to lie. When I was picking on my Confederates, I was watching a lot of that Gettysburg and what's the predecessor?
Gods and Generals.
Gods and Generals, yeah.
I got them. I have them on Amazon. I bought them on Amazon so I can watch them anytime I want to.
Yeah, they're. I mean, yeah, they're pretty inspirational for that.
Very, very inspirational. All right, let's got some more comments here. Let's get into those and see what we got here. First, 1,000 Suns for 40K all day, but 30K got to go with Word Bearers. Oh, the guys that started the downfall and started the heresy, the Word Bearers. Those smexy Gal Vorbach and Warp Fire pistols. Oh yeah, are just so sweet to pass up. Yeah, they have
a lot of good units for sure.
Oh yeah, if you want to go the early demonic style troops, actual fall into chaos. It's Word Bearers are where to go.
Yeah.
As soon as the Word Bearers come out and 1/18 scale, I'm definitely going to get some of those. Yeah, you can see that. Mongoose, that's it. That was the company that had the Starship Troopers miniature line. They're hard to get now. They're still available here and there. I got a ton of them because I was at Origins game convention.
Gaming convention. Yeah.
And there was a booth there. This guy was selling all these Starship Trooper model boxes, just boxes, buy two, get one free type of thing. And they were like $5 a box. You had stacks of them. And I was like, oh, I bought boxes upon boxes. I was like walking out here. He's like, okay, I'll just put it all. I was carrying a big box of nothing but miniatures of everything.
Wow.
So that's why I put them together. And it's like I had probably about 100 bugs. Bugs galore. Listen to Dan. Don't give up the ship.
Yeah.
Don't go into the dark.
Yes. Walk away.
Okay, I guess I got to pick another book series. Starfist? Yes, definitely Starfist. Very cool. Hammer Slammer was so cool. I wish the minis were more affordable. Yeah, it's like a lot of those Hammer Slammers models are like resin or metal, so that makes them a ton. And then that comes from the UK, and it makes the increased price even more. Got to call them Pex.
Doesn't help that the Great British or the pound is so much
strong
more value,
against us,
strong against the dollar, and then you get all the
our
other
buying
things.
power is less, and then and you throw in everything else that goes with it.
Yeah, shipping and whatever else. Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of the stuff that I like. There's some good books out there.
One honorable mention that you reminded me of that I was going to talk about tonight, but your Starship Troops reminded me of is, as much as I don't think it would work great for big, large scale battles because of the worms, I always thought since the new movies came out, and I've been a fan of the Lynch movie, that Dune would be a cool universe to have like skirmish game, really nice models in. There is actually a game they're releasing now. It's all 3D printed miniatures, but it's called Sand. Is the name of the game, and it is basically Dune. It's meant to be like the interior fighting, like within the hallways of structures. Like you know it. I don't know if it's going to be like Necromunda, but it's meant to be like skirmish style. Like within those kind of confined spaces. But I thought that in similar way that Game of Thrones has like different human kingdoms that are like. Song of Ice and Fire for big battles has like representation of that. I thought that the different societies within Dune could make some interesting painting and like gameplay kind of.
You could easily have all the different planetoid factions.
Yeah,
and that would be a really cool skirmish game on the let's say low model count, like 20 models, 30 models, because your basic troopers, you would have a whole bunch of, like, say, a couple squads of basic troopers, and you'd have some specialist type of troopers that would go into all those. And then you have the Bene Gesserits and Mentats would be adding all to that. that'd be a really cool environment to be playing a game into, I'd have to say.
Yeah. I think that one of the difficult things, and it's always possible, but it does add some complications, is the licensing. It's a licensed product.
That's the big problem is the cost of licensing. Like you look at what's the one that
Marvel, Star Wars.
it's got the
Song of Ice and Fire. What are you thinking? What kind of game is it?
It's a sci-fi. It's the one that killed
StarCraft. That's coming out now.
StarCraft would be a cool one.
Well, that's coming out. It's already that Kickstarter is up. It's like the biggest thing right now.
Okay,
for a lot of people. Yeah, for a lot of people, it is.
I haven't even seen anything about that. Oh,
yeah, it's a big deal.
It's got the
big deal in the miniature gaming world.
It's a big showstopper. You
It's
bet.
a big deal, man.
it was a Xbox game, and then it was on.
What you're thinking about?
You mean Halo?
Halo,
What?
yeah, that's it. God,
Yeah,
I was like,
Halo.
Yeah.
I can see the
Fallout, Halo.
Yeah,
There you
Halo.
Yeah,
that's-
Halo. That would be a
Yeah.
really cool miniature game, but it got,
It got wrecked.
Spartan Games got wiped out by it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
that's what
got
Josh
the
just
license,
mentioned.
and that killed the company by having to pay for the license.
Yeah, at least that's the understanding that we have.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I'm surprised. I'm drawing a blank. It's like it's bad when you see that. It's like, okay, I can see. I'm hearing the
I can
music.
see
I'm
it.
seeing the playing the game. It's like, what the heck's the name of the game? And here's we got Larry Niven, known for Space Series or Terry Pratchett's Discworld. Would make an interesting
Yeah, that would be
skirmish
interesting.
RPG series. Yeah, that would be interesting. Yep, Spartan Games, Halo, the death of a system.
yeah, that was short-lived too.
Yeah, the crazy thing is, I painted up some of those for the company, and
Oh yeah,
so they handed because I knew the one of the guys I picked my customers was a rep for the company, and it's like, hey, do you want to paint these up for us? Like, yes, please. And then they never got to release them because the company folded.
Mm.
But yeah, that was in what 15 mil, I think was that scale. That was pretty
Oh,
cool.
was it? I
Yeah.
didn't know.
Yeah, it was small scale. It's supposed to be a big battle type game, very similar to the scale of the other Spartan game stuff.
Okay.
Because your like Master Chief, those guys are small.
Master Chief, that's what it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, I played a lot of the very first Halo game on Xbox way back in the 90s.
The first
Yeah.
Xbox, right?
The very
Yeah.
first Xbox
Yeah,
and the
I have
very
that
first
too.
Halo. I played a ton of that.
yeah. We used to hook up and landline get all of our, and then hook it up to a hub, and then we'd have everybody in a different room, and we'd be battling off at each other.
Yeah, we used to my brothers get together and we'd split screen 4 ways and
Yeah.
off we'd go. You'd have to be Scout's honor that you weren't peeking at other people's screens, though. Oh yeah, he's up in that cave. I'm gonna sneak up on him. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
we were set up where
I'm sure nobody did that.
You tried to resist the urge because it wasn't fun then,
Yeah.
But
we were
sometimes,
able to have different TVs on different levels of the house.
yeah,
the landline connected to the main hub of the
we
system.
did not.
Yeah, we went high tech with it. And that's all the comments we got right now. We
Yeah.
just hit the almost hit the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, just about at the 2-hour mark. Well, we did actually cover those topics pretty good. They stretched out for us really nicely because even though it was really like 2 topics that were kind of combined, as you said.
Yeah.
It worked out pretty good. So,
Our dress rehearsal paid off then.
did you guys get much painting done?
I got all these miniatures cleaned up for
Yeah.
priming.
I haven't done
That's-
anything tonight, but other than stare at the screen.
I did all the detailing on all the weapons and kind of finished off some of the detailing on the
Oh,
night.
awesome.
So that was good. As far as the brass detailing. So, yeah, so that was good.
Successful.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Trying to drill a guy's hand out so I can put a
weapon in it?
I'm going to put a Grail banner pole for in the unit.
It's got a banner bearer.
Yeah, I'm making my own. It's going to be awesome.
Very Arthurian 5th edition esque.
Yes, you're gonna totally get it when I get this unit done. You'll be like, yep. Looks like Howard Pyle right there.
That'd be kind of cool though, is to have a Excalibur skirmish game system.
Well, and actually, I am tempted. There is, they say it's closer to 25 mil, but I'll probably still get one. Somebody sculpted a Merlin from Excalibur miniature, and you can find it, I think, on Etsy for sure.
I think I've seen it.
It looks very much like him.
Is it a company that has like a lot of character models, like from a lot? Is it from a company that is it a recent sculpt or is it an older sculpt?
It's fairly recent. I mean,
okay, because there's old sculpts too.
This is like maybe from the last like 8 or 10 years, maybe 6 or 8. I mean, I've known about it for a while. And I can't remember. Every once in a while I have it in my basket. I'm going to order it. And then I'm like, because obviously I can use it as instead of a damsel, it'll be my wizard or whatever. But
right.
But it looks so much like it. And I have to have one. And it'll paint up really easy. And
I've seen other folks do that actual miniature.
Looks like it'll be a little small, but I'll have him stand up on a little rise or something.
Oh yeah.
It'll work.
I don't think he towered over people in the movie. I think he was not the tallest.
No, and he wasn't a huge build or anything. So it would work. But I know if you just search Excalibur Merlin or Merlin miniature 28 mil or something, it comes up, and there's on some Etsy sites, I think. I can't remember if it was done by somebody in the UK, but it's not hard to find.
Oh.
Well, I can see the one you're talking about, but I had to dig deep within a list. They didn't call him Merlin. They called him like a wizard.
Okay.
But he was a metal miniature.
And this guy's metal, yeah.
Oh, he's metal too, huh?
Yeah.
Well, the one I'm talking about was also metal.
90% sure.
The one I'm looking at is not him. This is really nice. The one you're talking about, I think.
Yeah, it looks
just like. It's got a rock, like he's got a tactical rock on the base next to him. I know. Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. But there's definitely another one out there that's just more of like a older style sculpting that I saw with also like, like the son of Morgana, like basically the guy in the gold armor, like in the movie, with the cherubim mask, like they have him. So they have him. They have Merlin.
Okay, see, I've not seen those.
Yeah, if I can find those,
send me the link or post it on the Facebook page in case somebody else is curious. Since you
the difficult piece is it's one of these sites that has like 100 miniatures, and they have a list without thumbnails, and you go down and you click on the one that says wizard, and then it actually brings up the picture. And I don't even remember the company, so I have to go look for it.
Yeah, so it's harder to find.
I think they have Morgana too.
Okay.
Herself. Yeah.
Speaking of King Arthur, again, obviously I brought it up, but my wife and I are rewatching is it 0809 somewhere in there, that Merlin from Netflix came out.
Yeah.
And she actually got it for me on DVD. It was super cheap, so it's got all 5 seasons. And I remember watching it the first time. It's the same way, like the first, I don't know, 4 or 5 episodes. I'm like, it's good. It's a little cheesy, but then like it sucks me in. It is
once you got going with it, you couldn't.
It is my jam. It's good stuff.
Yeah, my daughter,
I love it.
Was big into it, so we watched it with her.
Okay, it's well done.
Yeah, we enjoyed it.
So we're rewatching it. Yeah,
it was on what, Sci-Fi Channel?
It was a Netflix. I thought it was a Netflix original, maybe not original, but it was. We watched it on Netflix.
Yeah,
I seem to remember an older show called Merlin.
Well, this was 09, so this is old. I mean,
that is. I mean, was Netflix doing originals in 09?
Well, okay, you're right. It probably was. You're probably right. that was stupid of me to say. Probably it was probably not a Netflix original, but we did watch it on Netflix, and that was the only place I knew about. That's how we had found out about it.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, we ordered the whole like 5-season DVD set. It was not expensive, and
I never watched it, so I'll have to check it out.
it's really good. If you do watch it, I mean, you probably got a million other things that are more up your alley, but just remember the first 4, 5, 6 episodes. It's good, little campy maybe, but then it really really hit their stride, and it gets really good.
Dragon Slayer is a absolute classic.
It's a beast.
I read the book and watched the movie back in the
one of Disney's greatest things. Like, because Disney did it.
It was that came out in 80.
Yeah, it was 80, 81, like in
early
the
80s.
Yeah, it's of that time period. It's close to Excalibur in time.
Yeah.
The thing though is that the dragon that they did, and that the special effects were still the physical effects. It was before CGI, but it was like they were at the peak of physical effects at that time. You know, like the modeling that they did, like what they did with the dragon is just like a work of art in that movie. Like, it's just insane.
Yes. And the cool thing was
it's dark.
It's
dark like Excalibur.
Yeah.
It's very dark like Excalibur. Like it's got like a lot of dark kind of aspects to that.
And I don't mind dark. It's just with my King Arthur, I think it's because my first real exposure was the Howard Pyle books, and it was very idealized. And that to me is what I like.
What's surprising is not so much that it's dark for that reason, but to me it's more so for me. But for me, what's surprising is that it's a Disney movie, and it was as dark.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like, you know, and it was great. Loved it.
I loved it too. Makes me think of Willow too.
Willow
from that time. It is later than that.
Right. All right, gentlemen. Well, I think it's time for me to bolt. We've hit our 2-hour mark.
Yeah, it's time to shut her down.
I think.
All right.
And so thank you everybody for coming down today.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
That was a very good show tonight.
Yeah,
it was very enjoyable.
So we'll be back, and we're looking at 2 more episodes before we go into our single once a month.
Yeah,
probably.
Usually June, July, and August we do 1 episode a month instead of 2.
Yeah.
And so we're looking at we're looking at the 21st of May for the next one over on my channel. Yeah. Heresy Productions, if you guys don't know it.
Yeah, it'll be on the Facebook page when it gets closer.
Musty Wargamers Facebook page. Anyways, thanks everybody for.
Well, and if anybody too wants to post on the Facebook page, like any topics that they want to, discuss or hear discussed, or we're always open to ideas. Or
the only thing we ask is that you look through the last 9 years of episodes and make sure we didn't do one already.
And we just
I'm just kidding.
I'm like, okay,
we have trouble keeping it straight at this point. So
and we do return every so often on purpose to topics
and revisit one
changes. Yeah.
Next year, 10th season, 10th year.
10th season.
Man, it's hard to believe it's been that long.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, splattering out over the summer over on Jaster's channel. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, we need to do that. Get together, have a
that would be great. That'd be cool.
It's been a while since we've done one, so we need to come back over.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see everybody.
All right. Good night, everyone. We'll see you in a couple weeks over in Palmer, and try to keep those paint brushes going where we need to.
Well,
keep drinking that tasty paint drink.
Paint water.
Keep the paint water flowing.
Very affordable.
And the brushes going.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.